Hey, what's up everybody? I'm rarely the type of person to bitch about service, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Now, I don't go into McDonald's and expect good service, but when I signed up for Time Warner Cable, I'm paying a high price and I'm paying for installation. So when a million things went wrong, I got a little pissed off. The first thing I did when I signed up for Time Warner Cable was to check to see if I could get just internet, and thankfully I could. So I went on the website, I signed up for the internet, put my information in and all that shit and my address, and it actually let me pick out what days I would want someone to come and install the internet. And I was like, awesome. So I picked the Friday of the week that I signed up for it, and I put my credit card information in, and they said that I would be getting an email saying when my installation was coming. So I waited a day, nothing happened. I didn't get any email at all. And then 3 days later, when I still hadn't received an email, I went back on the site to see if I could get into my user account on the website. But Time Warner's website for customers is ridiculously shitty. You can't log into your own order. All I had was a confirmation number. So I decide maybe the order didn't go through, so I decided to order it again. And this time I picked the same dates for installation, put my credit card information in, everything's fine. It says I'm going to get an email again, so I decide to wait for it again. 3 more days go by, no email, no anything, nothing, no phone call, anything like that, or a letter, or anything. So I get a little pissed off, and I find the service number for Time Warner Cable, and I decide to call it with my confirmation number in hand. I talked to a guy who is probably from this country, but I'm not positive. He had a North American kind of accent, could be Canadian, could be American, but he said that there was no order for my account. Even though I had a confirmation number and I had all the information laid out before me when I was calling him. So they had no record at all of me ever ordering the cable for either order, and when I gave him my address, he couldn't find it on the map. Now, I live in kind of a rural area, but it's not exactly that rural. There's paved roads, street lights, all that shit, and I actually live on the main road. So when he said he couldn't find my address, I immediately thought this guy's a fucking idiot. And I was right. Even though I could easily type into Google Maps and find my address on it, this guy, whoever I was talking to, could not find it on his map or whatever. So he says because they can't find my address on the map, they'll do a survey. And that's when they drive around to look to see where you live and see if there's cable hooked up there. But I had already moved into my new apartment, and I saw there's already a cable line running through the whole building. So I knew that there had already been service from Time Warner in the building. So I knew whatever he was saying was bullshit, and I tried to explain that to him, that there's already a cable hookup, but he says I must be wrong. But I let him order the survey anyway, just to show that I'm a good sport, and when they figure out that there's actually cable running through my apartment building, I think everything's going to be all set. And he says it'll be exactly 24 hours until they call me again with the results of the survey. Well, no one ever called me. So I call again 3 days later, and I get an Indian call center. Now, I explained the exact same things to this guy, and I have the same account number, but there's no information whatsoever on anything I had entered into the computer or anything I had previously said to the guy before on the phone. So he can't find my address on the map either, and he says the exact same thing the other guy says, even though I told him that it had already been ordered. So I hang up the phone, and immediately I try to go to Google to find the local number of the Time Warner office right near where I live. and it's just not possible. They don't have a local number listed at all. So if you couldn't find my address, I would want to talk to someone who is in the local office, but I just can't. So eventually I just give up. There's no possible way they're gonna give me cable. So eventually my girlfriend decides to go directly to one of the offices and order it, and it's no problem. And she finds that they have my address on file for cable. They had my address from an old account, so there really shouldn't have been any confusion about where I lived. So she orders the cable and asks if there's any accounts in my name, just in case, because we don't want to get charged twice over or something like that. And the lady at the local office finds that I have 3 accounts in my name. They have no record of my address. They don't have my payment information except for the website, which didn't even work and go all the way through. But they have 3 orders in my name and 3 orders to survey the area to find out if I need cable. Just the level of idiocy of this company is so fucking unbelievable. So eventually we got everything squared away. They came to our house, they installed the cable. Really wasn't a problem, but why do they give the option of going online and ordering cable if they just have a shitty website that's not going to keep any of your information or lets you cancel your order or look over your order or anything like that? So because I ordered online instead of doing it over the phone or in person, it took an extra 2 weeks of complete bullshit just to get cable internet. And since I already had a cable hookup in my house, it was literally a flip of a switch and connecting a router to where I lived. And that was it. And that took an extra 2 weeks because Time Warner Cable doesn't have the capacity to have a good website to order internet off of. And I know this might sound like bitching to a lot of people, but just the sheer bullshit that I had to go through just to get internet was fucking ridiculous. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next week.